Greetings, Harbingers. Welcome to Iliester, PewDiePie's favorite channel, your realm of personal development, stoicism, and cyber alchemy. Please subscribe, give the thumbs up, help a brother out. It takes half a second and it's free. Thank you so very much. Millennials. The world we're supposed to inherit no longer exists. We were told to work hard, work smart, be kind, pursue a career, several college degrees, and things would fall into place. Nevertheless, we are pushing to our 30s, some of us 40, and we are drowned in debt. Some of us can barely make a living to pay rent, have to work 2-3 jobs, side hustles, only to be able to survive. Some of us a bit luckier to be able to live with our parents to this day, like myself. I'm 34, I was born in 91, so this is a video for a millennials, the 90s kid, and I think it applies to younger generations as well. I've been making these reflections and I see a lot of people talking about that, especially in America. People are frustrated by the harsh reality of our generation. If this is taking place in a prosperous country like the US, imagine in the rest of the world, especially the third world countries. The thing is, we were promised, we were told, we expected that we would inherit a world full of promises and prosperity. Instead of that, we've got debt, burnout, depression, crisis, craziness. Everyone's on their wits' end, on their nerves, you know. So, like, dude, what's going on? What went wrong? The other day, I was talking to my stepfather, and he's a boomer, you know. He's got the opportunities life gave him, and he made the best of it. And I would do the same, and you would do the same if we're lucky enough to be able to get the boomers generation, when the world had at least the developed world had a prosperity wave, and now these people have houses, have pensions, they are retired, and they are just enjoying what they've built. I think a significant part of boomers, and I am not ridicularizing them, okay, as you might think. I think a significant part of them stuck their mentality in what the world used to be like for them. So my stepfather, for example, he's a wonderful human being. We are like best friends and all, but he's a boomer. He has the boomer mentality. So he was like, no, you have to pursue a career and the government will retire you. You have to pay for the security, whatever. And then in 30 something years, you're going to retire and everything is going to be okay. I'm like, and I was trying to explain to him, dude, I am not going to retire. That's impossible. The math ain't mathing. And he was like, no, that's absurd. If you do this and that like I did, you're going to retire, you know. And I was explaining to him why my generation won't retire, not for the conventional methods, right? I sensed that he was having trouble comprehending what I was trying to convey, because for him, it's a reality that doesn't exist. So when you present a new set of paradigms to a person whose beliefs have been craved deep down its roots from a long time ago, and they tend to be things in only one way, but most times it's not their fault. It's hard for them to conceive these black swan events, if you will. So we have these generational conversations, and I observe his mentality, you know. Even in politics, if I may digress a little bit here, he has a bias very different from mine. So he was like, no, because the left governed for the poor and the right governed for the rich, therefore you must vote for the left because they will take care of you and everything. And he doesn't have a clue of what wokeness, diversity, immigration, all of those problems that we have today, agendas of the progressist agenda, you know. And he has this mentality that the left cares about the labor class and like things for like what they were like 40 years ago, you know. So he has no idea what's going on. And that's a significant part of the boomer mentality, whether it's in politics, in the economy. Some might think that we are lazy, that we're not pushing ourselves hard enough, because they have no idea, they have no reference. If you take one of these individuals that been working 30-something years in a company and they suddenly got fired, how they are going to get a new job? They're probably going to print a resume, knock the company's door, and deliver their resume. You know, that's kind of crazy. There are some people who don't know what LinkedIn is. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and throwing rocks at them, but we need to understand what their world is like. And unfortunately, the problem is on our lap now. The ball is on our court. We must solve this somehow and still try to create a future for ourselves. We covered a little bit of the economic scenario, the political scenario, and now let's talk about relationships for our generation, millennials. So, how is that working for you? Tell me in the comments. Dating, I think the best word to describe it nowadays, it's just schizophrenic. Everyone is afraid of commitment, myself included. Everyone's afraid to get their feelings hurt. Understandable. Some laws are pushing too much against men, so it's drawing a line to unfairness. For God's sake, I'm not generalizing, but I hear that there's been men are complaining that the single women of our generation are demanding way too much from men and bringing little to the table. I'm going to use stereotypes here for example, but don't take it as a rule. Let's open our mind and make these reflections. So the guy should look like Henry Cavill, make 6 figures a year, and be perfect in every single way. There are women like that, yeah. But the thing is, we are spending so much time on the internet that we are forgetting what's the real world is like. So in the real world, I still believe there are normal people out there, men and women, who aren't freaking narcissists and want to connect and build something together and share values and share happiness. I may be naive for stating this, but I like to keep my mind open and not fall into the confirmation bias trap. The algorithms know too damn well our beliefs, and in the internet they will just keep confirming our most deep biases. So be careful with that. If you treat dating, even unconsciously, as a dopamine machine, a swipe machine, especially for men, you're gonna get frustrated. Just, uninstall this fucking dating app that you are using. It's taking your money and it's gonna lead you nowhere. Try to grasp and understand what's the real world is like and how to yield the best of it. Whether remaining in solitude, focusing on yourself, I am putting my money on a black swan event. For me right now, I'm gonna focus in on myself. Let this small part for fate. Ask yourself, you want real connection or you want your mobile to be popping with notifications? The dopamine machine or the emptiness machine, to quote Linkin Park, or a real meaningful connection in which the limbic systems are resonating. I recorded a video here a while back about limbic resonance. On the top of all that, there is also the emotional cost. Like I said, it seems like we are told we are not good enough, we are not smart enough, we are not working hard enough, we are lazy, we are spoiled, we make it all about ourselves. I personally don't think there's enough evidence to throw that on us, millennials. And again, I am not starting a generational conflict here. I have nothing against any other generation. Like I said, if I were a boomer, I would make the most of the opportunities life would have for me, and you would do the same. But the truth is, my friends, the system is rigged, and what we can do about it is to be the resistance. We must adapt and understand what's going on, get ourselves familiarized with vertical AI, maybe manual labor that AI won't be able to perform. That's maybe a subject for another video. Adaptability now, it's a great asset in today's world. This isn't the world we were promised, but it's the one we've got. And the system is rigged. They want us to settle in depression, in an endless dopamine chasing freakness. But we must adapt, we must resist, and we must fight it. There's no other way. Or else we might as well end up in a bed, depressed, and doing nothing about it. And unfortunately, many of us are failing. I'm sorry I don't have anything better to tell you, but let's keep pushing. Exercise, eat protein, hydrate, let go of dopamine, read books, seek knowledge. If needed, go minimalist. In the future, I think the minimalist houses, like the container houses, is going to be more affordable. Truth is, we don't need much to survive, and if we are lucky enough, if the governments won't decide to exterminate us all, we'll end up having a universal base income because there will be no jobs for us. So that's the future. And fancy androids like Detroit become humans. Anyway, thank you so much. See you in the next video. El Psy Congolo.